Hello everyone, welcome back. My name is Danielle. I know a lot of people have already moved on to Christmas decorating, but if you're still soaking up the fall vibes, I'm sharing how I styled our formal living room and how I added a few cozy touches to the family room. Before getting into decorating, I wanted to share how I made these delicious apple cinnamon rolls. They're super easy to make and honestly the perfect cozy treat for the fall. For this recipe, I am using pre-made cinnamon roll dough and apple pie filling. If you saw my last video, you may remember that I made apple pie. The filling in this bowl that I'm using for this recipe is leftover filling from that dessert. I stored the extra in the freezer and I'm using it here. To melt the butter chunks and to thicken the filling, I place it on the stove on low heat for about 10 minutes. I let this cool to thicken some more, and in the meantime, I unrolled all of the pre-made cinnamon dough. Now that this is the consistency that I want, I cut the apples into smaller pieces. Next, I spooned the filling onto the dough, then I rolled all the pieces of the dough. I love baking, and I especially love baking during the fall. Let me know in the comments what your favorite fall dessert is. Mine is definitely sweet potato pie. I baked them for about 25 minutes and took them out once they were golden brown. I spread icing on top and it was delicious. You can also use puff pastries instead of cinnamon rolls if you like. I will leave the recipe to the apple pie filling below in the description box. Now, on to doing the last bit of decorating for the fall season in our formal dining room. I cleared all of the decor pieces out of here. This is a vase that I DIY'd a few months ago. I placed these moss and dainty yellow stems on the inside. Next to that, I'm adding some pumpkins. All of the pumpkins that I'm using are a variation of ones that I've already had. Some are new from HomeGoods and from Costco as well. Earlier this month, I took a trip to Costco and picked up a couple of pumpkins. On the foot of this fireplace, I am placing those pumpkins along with some faux ones that I purchased last year. And to complete this look, I am adding a stool and topping it with a vintage pot that I already had, along with some faux stems that I purchased last year from Target. Now onto the coffee table. I'm adding this wooden riser and a vase that I thrifted. The color is perfect for fall. These are some stems that I've actually had for years. I believe they're from Michael's and they look so realistic. It's subtle on camera, but the tips actually have this beautiful brownish burgundy hue, almost like the leaves are in the perfect stage of transitioning from the warmer months to the colder months. I love vintage books. I actually picked these up from HomeGoods earlier this year, and this glass pumpkin is a recent thrift find. To add some height, I'm bringing in these candle holders that I already had, paired with these stunning spiral candles that add such a beautiful touch. Here's how the living room turned out. I didn't need to add much, and I love how it feels subtly decorated, yet still festive and inviting. Now let's move on to the family room. As you saw about a month ago, I decorated this space for early fall, but now I'm going to add a few pumpkins and a couple of pieces for Halloween. Now that the temperatures have officially dropped to around 40 and 50 degrees, I decided to swap out my curtains for a heavier material. I purchased these brown velvet curtains from Amazon, and I love the deep chocolate brown color. One thing that's still on my to-do list is replacing these old white plastic blinds. They worked fine with the sheer curtains that I had up during the warmer months, but with the darker color, they definitely clash. I think a bamboo shade will complement the space beautifully and will bring in a warm, natural texture, so I will update those soon, hopefully. Now onto the bookshelf. I removed a few things from the top shelf and I added this beautiful pumpkin that I picked up from HomeGoods along with this ghost from HomeSense. I taped an LED votive candle to the inside so that it could glow at night. And I added a few more festive fall things throughout the room. Since this is my last fall decorating video of the year, I'll also give you a look at our kitchen and dining rooms in case you missed that in my previous videos. In my next video, I will be taking you thrifting with me. I have visited a few thrift stores recently and I cannot wait to show you what I've purchased. I hope that you are enjoying the fall and staying warm. Thank you so much for watching today's video. I will see you in the next one. Bye!